Okay, so this video is going to be just introducing you to networks. So the different types of networks and the language around them. So what I've got here are some examples of two different types of networks. So up here we have undirected. So these two here are undirected networks. Now, some of the things that we can note on here would be this here is called a node. So the little circles that are labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. are called nodes, and these are edges. Oh, sorry, that would actually be an edge, wouldn't it? Just one. What I can tell you over here is that these are directed networks. And the difference, directed networks. The difference between them is, as you can maybe tell, these ones here have direction indicated by the arrows on what we call arcs. I'll just pick a different color. So in a directed network, those sort of edges are called arcs, referred to as arcs. Now, networking is a branch of geometry. So what we're really doing is, look, we're surrounded by networks of roads. If you think of a road map, aeroplanes, railways, all sorts of transport systems, on top of electricity supply lines, water supplies, stormwater, drainage systems, right through to telephone lines, computers, networks. I mean, we have a network here at school. All of these things use networks, and we can model this mathematically by using this branch of geometry. So this is the precise term of networks when we're looking at geometry. So what I need you to do is I need you to just pause the video, and I want you to go back to our Class 1 note and have a look at the types of networks. So on the networks definition page, there is a types of networks definition. So get those down in your book, because you will need to learn those words. We're going to be referring to them a lot. So you need to know what they are and what they mean, how they relate. So some of the ones you'll see will be node, edge, and arc. Okay, so now that you know all of the different definitions for the different terminology that you're going to be hearing, let's go through our first example. So I've got up here basically a floor plan of a house, and what they're going to ask you to do is to model this house plan as a network, showing the doors as edges, or the doorways as edges, and the rooms as nodes. So basically, what we do is we use a pencil or an overlay to basically be able to do this network. So if you have this sitting in a textbook or something like that, what you would need to do is sort of trace out the outline or redraw like I have here, so that you can then draw your network. So basically, we want the rooms as nodes. So each room, including the entry and the hall, we need to put a node. So we're going to put one in the lounge, we're going to put one in the kitchen dining, one in the entry, one in the garage, one in the laundry. Actually, they're one room, aren't they? So don't be fooled by that. I just was, because there's two written there. It's still only one room there. That's a doorway. So we'll just put one right here for garage and laundry. Then we've got our WC, which stands for water closet. That's a toilet. We've got our bathroom, our bedrooms, bed 1, 2, and 3. And over here, our walk-in robe. Now the other thing we've got is an outside. So we'll do just a dot out here for the outside because we've got some doorways leading to the outside here. Okay, so now that we've done that, they're all of our different nodes, we're going to join all of our arcs or edges there. And of course they come through the doorways. Then we've got coming out the roller door and around, and then we've got, let's see, through the laundry door and out. We've got water closet too. Oh, we forgot the hall. We forgot the hall. And I can tell that because that's where the doorways go. Through that doorway, through that doorway, through that doorway. Oh, actually, sorry, I just went through. Oh, no, that is correct. But what we might do is this one doesn't actually go through like that. I went a bit crazy there. This connects to the bed, and then, because that's a great big door, and then this one connects to bed 1 through there. And we have this one coming around to the outside. Now let's just check, have we got everything? No, because we can connect these two to the hall as well. Oh, and we have an outside here. So this one comes around and connects to this node. Yeah. Okay, so then basically, now that we've kind of done that, we can redraw the network without the plan behind it. Now, I don't know if I can do that, so let's see if I can actually just rub it out a little. Okay, so now we've gotten rid of the plan on the outside, so you would redraw the network. What we need to do is show those sort of connections really clearly. We're going to label all of the nodes. So this is outside. We'll call it outside. This is the garage / laundry. This was the water closet. This was the bathroom, we'll use a B. This was bed 1, bed 3 and bed 2. And this was the walk-in wardrobe. Then over this way we had the entry. We had the kitchen dining, yeah, and the lounge. Yep, that's all of the nodes. And now we have drawn our first network. So really that's all we're doing, is making sure that we know what represents what. So each of these nodes represents a room, and each of the edges or arcs are representing the doorways and the connections between those rooms. So you can see here how the house is connected. Okay, so next I'm just going to look at identifying. So okay, so now we're going to have a look at identifying different parts on a network. So I've got two different ones here, and basically these are the different things. So the question asks us to classify each of the following sections. So what's really important is that you have gone to the OneNote page and read the types of connections before doing this. So if you haven't done so, just pause, go have a look. So on that OneNote page that you were looking at definitions before, network definitions, there will be in that section, there'll be a page that looks at types of connections. And these are the things that we're looking at now. So we're going to have a look at what this sort of connection is classified as. So if we have a look at A, B, C, E, F, C, we can see that this network is a directed network, okay? So first of all, it's directed. And we know that because of these arrows indicating direction on the network. Now, if we have a look at A, B, C, and then E, F, so A, B, C, E, F, it connects a sequence of nodes, but the arcs are not all in the same direction. So you can see this is going towards B, but this one's going the opposite way. Then it's going towards the next node, but this one's going the opposite way. So it also crosses over itself, so it's not simple. Okay, so it is a chain. Then we have DCFE. So if we go DCFE. Now the first thing I notice, D to C to F to E, all in the same direction. Sequence of arcs, same direction, doesn't cross over itself, so it's a simple path. E, F, oh sorry, and that's why A, B, C, E, F, back to C. That's why it crosses over itself. It comes back to the original. Okay, then we have D, C, E, F. So D, C, E, F. So I go D to C to E to F, connects a series of nodes, going towards the next node, toward the next node, backward. So not in the same direction, but it also doesn't cross over itself. Okay, so it's a simple chain. Okay, so because it doesn't cross over itself, it's simple, but it is a chain because they're not all in the same direction. And last, oh no, sorry, A, B, C, D, A. So A, B, C, D, A. So you can see it returns to the starting point. We know that straight away by looking at starts at A and finishes in A. But the arcs aren't in the same direction. So this one goes towards the next node, this one goes back already, back towards the next node. So that way, we can say it's a simple cycle. So because they're not all in the same direction, it's simple. Because it comes back to itself, it's a cycle. This last one, D, C, F, E, G, D. Now what happens there is we're returning to our starting point, okay? And it doesn't cross over itself. So D, C, could even actually on this last one, D to C to F, E, G, D. Okay, oh, that last one was a bit funny. So you can see it doesn't cross over itself. It does return back to the starting point. Arcs are all in the same direction though. See how every single one of them is going towards the next node. That means it's a simple circuit. So it doesn't cross over itself. That's why these are simple. But it is also why, but they're cycles and circuits because they return back to the original. So AADD, back to the original starting point. The difference between the cycle and circuit is whether or not all of the arcs are going in the same direction. Okay, now we move on to this one. This one is an undirected network. So if I look at S, Q, U, T, P, U, R, so let's go from there. So S to Q. Actually, I might just do this one in orange. Okay, so S to Q to U, T, P, U, and R. There. Okay, so it's connected in order, but it crosses over itself. Okay, so see how it's crossing over itself here where it meets. So, so it's not simple. That makes this a path. Then we have, let's go with green. Then we have Q, S, P, R. Where's R? Over here, R. Okay, so follow the green. Q, S, P, R, V, U, R, Q. Oh, look at that. Crosses over itself right there. And it returns to its starting point. So see how Q returns to Q? So it's not simple. It is just, oh, I put that down. It is just a circuit. So like what we did over here, but this was a simple circuit, this one is a circuit. Crosses over itself, so it's not simple. Lastly, we have, let's go yellow, P, Q. Oh, yellow doesn't turn out very well. Pink, let's try pink. P, Q, R, V, P, Q, where's R? R, V, Q, R, V, U, T, P. So U, T, P. Okay, that one's kind of hard to see. However, it returns to its starting point, does not cross over itself. So P, Q, R, V, U, T, P. So you can see it doesn't cross over itself at all. So it is a simple circuit. Returns to its starting point just like this one. The difference between these two is that this bottom one doesn't cross over itself, whereas Q, S, P, R, V, U, R, Q crossed over itself over here. Okay, so now our last part of the identifying example is we're going to just identify these different types of networks. So I've got 5 different networks here. We're just going to break them down. So first of all 5 of these networks are undirected. So you can see none of them show direction, all of them are undirected. So in A, all of the nodes in the network are joined. Okay, that makes it a connected network. Okay, these are our types of networks. This one B, the networks are in 3 separate parts. So that means it is a disconnected network. With 3 parts. That one kind of reminds me of a constellation, you know, if you sort of drew it in the sky. Okay, so C, we can see this is a simple circuit, starting and beginning at the same node. So it is a circuit network. Okay, and then we've got D, where the network has no circuits, okay? It's actually a part of A. So if you have a look here, it is, see here, CK, let me just draw it in for you. CKD, we've got the GF, although I didn't quite do that up enough. This one should be down a little more. KE. So if you see there, while that should be slightly lower, it's actually a part of another network, yeah? So it is a tree that is a sub-network of A. Okay, and then this last one here, so we can see this network has got no circuits and it includes all of the nodes of A. So A, B, C, K, D, G, F, E, J, I, and H. But you can see the difference is we haven't actually connected any, there's no circuits. This is a circuit here. This is a circuit here. This is a circuit here. So those circuits have been removed, okay, and therefore it is a spanning tree of A. Okay, so hopefully you have a better understanding of the different types of networks that we're going to look at, and some of that basic terminology that you're going to be hearing. So have a go at some of the work that's on the OneNote, and practice being able to identify different parts of networks, and making sure that you understand that terminology and can apply it correctly.